So before we start this video, I have a serious question to ask you guys, and it's, can you tell that I'm wearing green eyeshadow on my outer corners, or does it just look like regular dark brown eyeshadow? Hey guys, it's Rachel, and today I wanted to talk about some of the makeup products that I keep for sentimental reasons. Lately, I have been really good about decluttering makeup that I either look over or I've fallen out of love with and giving them to more loving homes so that they can have a more fulfilling makeup life. However, there are certain products that I just can't get rid of for sentimental reasons. I thought this would be a fun video to do so that you guys can learn a little bit more about me while still talking about makeup. And I would love to know what are some of your products that you guys keep for sentimental reasons. So leave that in a comment down below. Now let's get into the products. So I feel like for a lot of people, their first high-end eyeshadow palette is something that becomes sentimental to them because eyeshadow isn't typically a necessity when it comes to makeup. Eyeshadow is more of the fun, more expressive part of makeup. And I find that for a lot of people when they're first getting into makeup, it's really hard to spend $50 on a product that isn't even like a necessity. So I feel like a lot of people can relate to me when I say that my first eyeshadow palette is sentimental. So my first eyeshadow palette was the Urban Decay Naked 2 palette. I don't think this is a very common first palette for most people. During the time when I was getting into makeup, YouTube wasn't super big and I didn't really watch it a lot. So I wasn't really sure what products to get for a beginner, and so I went on Sephora.com looking for an eyeshadow palette. And when I went to Sephora, this was the newest palette out on the market. It was actually pre-order on Sephora.com, and for some reason I really wanted to get my hands on it before anyone else. So this is what my Naked 2 looks like. It does look pretty beat up because at one point this was my only eyeshadow palette for about a year. Some of the shadows that I loved was Foxy, which is just a basic cream shade. I actually hit pan on this one. And then Booty Call is another one that I really enjoyed, just like all over the lid. And then I also really love Tease in the crease. I used to wear Snakebite on my outer corner a lot. And also when I wanted to look a little bit fancy, I used to wear YDK all over my lid. And I really love this shade. It's a really beautiful kind of coppery, bronzy shade. And I also really love the shade Suspect. But I actually purchased a single of this shadow. I loved it so much. And I still really do enjoy the colors in this palette. The main reason I don't really wear it is because it is so old. So there are some swatches of the shadows. As you can see, the formula is perfectly fine still. I probably need to sanitize it before using it on my eyes. But still, there is something a little bit that skeeves me out about using a 6-year-old eyeshadow. Anyway, we're going to be talking about some MAC eyeshadows now. I am a little salty at MAC because they used to be cruelty-free and now they're not. But I do still keep around some of their products. So one of my first big girl eyeshadows that I purchased was from MAC, and this is MAC Satin Taupe. This was super popular back in the day. I remember seeing Tanya Burr do a tutorial where she put this all over her lid for one shadow look, and it looked super pretty. So I purchased it. I remember going to the MAC store, and I was super scared because those salespeople, even now, kind of scare me. But I don't really wear this shadow a lot. It's not really my cup of tea anymore. I do like taupey shades, but this is a little bit too dark for me. And the next MAC eyeshadow I have to talk about is the only product I've ever purchased for a MAC limited edition collection. And this is from their Aquatic collection, probably again 4 or 5 years ago. And so this is what it looks like. I even have it in its box still because that's how pretty the packaging was. There's like water droplets and they're like raised and you could feel them. So here's the actual eyeshadow. As you can see, the raised water droplets are also on the eyeshadow packaging. It's super pretty. And this is a really pretty kind of bronzy gold shade. It's a little bit lighter. I do really enjoy this formula. It's really pretty and like metallic. The main reason why I don't wear this often is because it was limited edition, so I don't really want to use it up, and also because it is kind of old. So the next couple products I purchased while traveling out of the country. So instead of buying those tacky souvenirs from souvenir shops, I purchased makeup from brands that were specifically found in the countries I visited. So senior year, after I graduated, I went back home to the Philippines, which is where my mom is from. And so we had a layover in Japan, and I really wanted to get my hands on some Japanese makeup. However, we only had a layover in the airport, so it wasn't really like I was able to go into a makeup store necessarily. But I did find this little eyeshadow quad in one of the airport stores, and this is from the brand Bridget. I've never heard of it, and I'm not gonna lie, the main reason I purchased it is because the eyeshadow is shaped like a cat. I don't even know what the name of this is. Like, it's all written in Japanese. So this is what it looks like. It's pretty shimmery shades, and they're more like glitter toppers than real eyeshadows, which is the main reason why I don't reach for this palette. So I actually purchased a lot of makeup while I was in the Philippines, but I did declutter a handful of them because I really wasn't using it. So the first one that I kept is this shadow from the brand FS. This is in the shade Frosty Chic. So the main reason I don't really use this is because the shadow formula isn't very pigmented. It kind of just blends away into nothing. So this next product I actually did use up, but I keep around the packaging because it's pretty, and again, it reminds me of my trip. So this is from the brand Majorca. I think it is a Japanese brand, but I purchased it in the Philippines. And this is what the packaging looks like. It's really pretty. It's called the Lash King. I use it all the way up. It was a great mascara. This next brand also isn't specific to the Philippines, and that's a couple products from Etude House. So the first thing I purchased was a liquid illuminator, and this is called the Golden Ratio. So it comes with two highlighters in here, and the first one is this kind of white highlighter that has a lavender lilac shift to it. It's actually a very unique highlighter shade, and that's why I bought it. And this is before the whole holographic thing became a trend. I realized I don't really like the lavender reflect, even though that's what makes it so unique, so I don't really use it a lot because of that. It has a more golden-based liquid illuminator at the bottom if you unscrew it, but this is like a straight-up yellow highlighter and does not look flattering on my skin tone at all. And the last thing I got from Etude House is this eyeshadow, and it's in the shade Look at My Eyes Cafe. It is a pretty matte brown shade, and the formula is pretty decent. I just don't reach for this a lot because I have a lot of eyeshadow palettes and I'm not always going for my singles. So my sophomore year of high school, I went on a Europe tour with my family, and we went to Italy, France, and London. I purchased a butt ton of makeup. I did declutter most of it. However, I did keep one product that I purchased while I was in Venice, and Venice was one of my favorite places to visit in Italy. And so I purchased a Kiko eyeliner from one of their summer collections. I don't really know what this is called because all the writing has rubbed off of this. But this is just a basic brown eyeliner. Also, at the time, Kiko wasn't available in the States, so I was super excited to purchase some of their products. So I don't really reach for this product because I'm not a big fan of pencil eyeliners. I've never been a fan of pencil eyeliners, so I'm not quite sure why I bought this. So I have one more MAC product to mention, and this is the Riri Woo lip gloss, and I got this for Christmas, so part of the reason I keep it around. Also, I love Rihanna. She's one of my favorite artists. When I wear bold lip colors like red, I don't like going for a glossy formula because I feel like it moves too much. So that's the reason why I don't really use this product. However, since it is a Rihanna collaboration, I do keep it. And the next two products I keep around for more personal reasons. It's because my ex-boyfriends gave them to me in the past, and these are ex-boyfriends I'm still friends with, so I'm not really mad or salty towards them. So I do like to keep around the gifts that they got me. So the first one is an eyeshadow palette from Tarte, and this was the Be Magnificent Tarte palette. I believe this is a collaboration with a YouTuber. Can't remember her name right now. I remember watching her online. I will leave it somewhere on the screen. And I didn't hear a lot of people talk about it, but I saw this in store and I thought it was super pretty, so he bought it for me. This comes with a blush and a bunch of eyeshadows. I have gotten pretty good use out of it. I've worn down the blush pattern and I've worn down the Tarte name that's imprinted in the shadows. So I have gotten good use out of it when I first got it. However, I don't really reach for it anymore because these shades are pretty light and they don't really show up on me as well. And this is like the old Tarte formula before their eyeshadows were good, so I don't really reach for this anymore. And the last one is actually a cult classic, and this is the Becca highlighter in Opal. So at the time, I remember talking to him about makeup, and I was telling him that I really wanted to get Becca Opal because it is such a YouTube classic, and I've never tried a Becca highlighter. And I didn't think he was actually going to get me one. I didn't say it in a way as in, hey, you should get this for me. I was kind of just talking about makeup in general, but he actually remembered that I wanted this product and got it for me for Valentine's Day. And so you guys all know what Opal looks like. But I'm actually not a fan of this highlighter. I'm not super light, but I feel like it looks a little bit dark. Like not in the light. In the light obviously looks very sheeny, but if the light isn't on it, I feel like it looks a little bit dark on my skin tones and it's a little bit too yellow for me, so that's why I don't use it. Alright guys, so those are all the products that I keep around for sentimental reasons. I think that's pretty good considering how big my collection is, and I only keep those few products for sentimental reasons. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video and found it interesting. I'd love to have you guys around for another video, so if you enjoyed this one, don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!